Samsung, IFA 2017 is all about wearables. And here at the show, the company unveiled trio of new wearables, starting with the Gear Fit 2 Pro. It's basically a later gen version of the Gear Fit 2 we've come to know, and it is the most ready of the lot. It will be available for pre-sales August 31st for a price of $199, and some of the new features here include a more durable body, which is up to 5 atmospheres. That means it can withstand up to 50 meters of submersion. In addition to that, it's also mil-spec 810G rated, which means it will be able to survive salt water as well, so you can take it out into the open sea. However, I do not advise you trying to do laps in that kind of environment. Another new feature, you can add your calorie input right from the screen of your wrist. So it's a very bare bones structure where you go to a menu, select the meal, and then set the guesstimated amount of calories for that particular meal. It's not a very accurate system, but it at least gives you an idea of your progress for calories that day, because Samsung will also calculate the amount of energy you've expended to show you an idea of your net calorie input or output that day. So you know at the end of the day, just from looking at your wrist, whether you need to be walking more or eating less or doing whatever it takes to reach your goals. Another new feature is the first ever Speedo app for a wearable, now available on Tizen OS. And on the Gear Fit 2 Pro, you can use it to track your laps underwater. It won't track your heart rate underwater though. For that, you'll have to turn to the S Health app. And both the Samsung version as well as Speedo's underwater workout apps will communicate with each other so they can keep track of your performance regardless of which version you've used that day. Even though this is more ready, the one I'm more excited about is the Gear Sport. It basically looks like a smaller, slimmer Gear S3, except that it has a couple new features, starting with a new Spotify app that allows you to download playlists onto your watch, thanks to 4 gigs of onboard storage. This is also the first time you can download music from Spotify onto a wearable, and the process to do so is very similar to doing it on your phone. You just swipe to a playlist and select the download toggle. The rest of the watch is just as durable as the Gear Fit 2 Pro. You'll get the same water resistance up to 5 atmospheres, which is 50 meters of submersion, as well as saltwater resistance. There's also NFC embedded for Samsung Pay, not Android Pay, and also different from the Gear S3, you don't have MST, magnetic swipe transmission, for acceptance at more terminals everywhere. There are also a bunch of cool new features with the Gear Sport that we haven't been able to test out, including a Samsung Connect, which will eventually allow you to use your watch as a remote control for your smart home. You can also start workouts that Samsung calls programs from your watch and have a visual guide for you displayed on your phone, or if you have a Samsung TV, have that cast onto your big screen. It has the same calorie input feature as the Gear Fit 2 Pro, as well as a similar rated battery life of maximum of 5 days on a charge, but about 3 to 4 days of typical use. You'll also get a whole bunch of Tizen OS capable apps that the Gear S3 already has access to, and Samsung says that there are about 31,000 apps and watch faces available for Tizen OS at the moment. There are a lot of other intriguing new features with the Gear Sport, but we haven't had a chance to try them out in person just yet, so we can't really be certain it'll work. However, by the time holiday season rolls around, Samsung expects more of these to be available. Meanwhile, the watch is a handsome device. It's thinner than most smartwatches I've seen, with a nice array of straps for you to purchase and swap out if you don't like the existing option. Samsung also unveiled a new Gear Icon X 2018 edition. These are wireless earbuds that have been updated from last year's version. They're more resistant than before and now offer personal coaching versus just an audio guide that tells you when to start and stop your workout. This time it will tell you to run faster to improve your pace. The battery life on the Icon X 2018 has been greatly improved from its predecessor as well, from just 1.5 hours of music playback to 5 hours this time around. That's pretty impressive. However, we'll have to test it out to know for certain. For more about Samsung's new set of wearables, stay tuned to Engadget.com.